You are exactly where you are supposed to be right now. You're exactly where you're meant to be in your life at this stage and at this point. But the thing is, you see, we have a part of us called the ego. And your ego is going to tell you that, hey, you should be further ahead right now. You should be doing better than you're doing right now. You should be where, there, and not here. You should be having this, doing this, and being this. And while desiring more, wanting more is not a bad thing. In fact, it is our soul's desire to fully maximize its potential so that you can self actualize and become everything that you desire to be in this lifetime. But it is also the ego's trick to feel like you are not enough by literally projecting all of these thinking and this way, the things that you've been thinking, I'm not doing enough, I'm not being enough, I'm not having enough. I should be somewhere else than where I am right now. Now, in itself, in a sense, again, the desire to grow for growth is not a bad thing. Our soul should actually self-actualize. But when it becomes a stumbling block and it becomes a burden more than simply a desire that actually excites us and inspire us to go and be more and do more and expand and grow in our life, it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem because now we are trying to achieve and attain and be somewhere that we are not right now because we feel like we are inadequate in ourselves. And then the ego feels like the desire wants you to do more. If you are there, if you have this, if you are like your friend, if at this age you have attained this success, then you are good enough. And because you've not attained this success, you've not had that relationship, you are not making as much money as you do desire. It's like you're not in this ideal place, you're not good enough. So your sense of worthiness and your sense of enoughness becomes tied to what you achieve and what other people have achieved. And as a result, the ego projects this on other people and making you feel like, oh, my friend is better than me because look at what they've achieved. Look at where they are. Look at what they have and look at what they are experiencing that I am not. And because if they are here and I am here, they are better than me. And because they are better than me, I am not enough. So I now need to do some things to prove myself, right? To prove to the world and prove to myself so that I'm good enough, or it gets you stuck in this victim mood of you are not enough. So the desire to have more, the desire to be more, and the desire to be at a stage or at a place in your life right now which is different than where you are right now, is simply the ego's trick. And again, if this desire brings negative emotions, if it brings guilt, shame, sadness, resentment, jealousy, all of anything that is not in the highest vibration, any emotion and any energy that is not excitement, that is not expanding your soul and lighting you up, it is simply the ego. Because the ego thrives on feeling important. And at times, in order for it to feel important, it puts up this shield of victimhood, of feeling like it is the victim, of feeling like everything is against it. So the reason why I say it is because your ego is not the true you. Your ego is simply the wounded part of yourself, the part of self that it was never healed. And this part of self that was never healed is a critical mind that always shows up and tell you how, hey, you are not where you should be, you are not doing what you should be doing, you are not exactly having the result you should be having because you should be better, you should be somewhere else, you shouldn't be here, you should be doing this and having that. But this is an illusion, and the reason why I say this is an illusion is because the truth is that your soul, you, God, source, universe, has you exactly where you are meant to be. The source energy and the creator of all has you at exactly where you should be right now. And the truth is right now, you may not see why you are here, but where you are right now is serving you for the highest purpose and the highest good of your life. It may not make sense to the brain right now. It may not seem like the right thing. It may not seem like, oh no, this is where you should be. It might seem like, no, this is not where I should be. And everything is literally against me and I should be doing better. I should be having better. And I feel bad because I'm not doing that. But the truth is, you are exactly having what you should be having. Because you see, there is a plan for your life now. And there's a plan, and you are always walking in synchronous with the highest mind, the higher mind, God Himself, to actually manifest that plan, whether you're conscious of it or not. And this literally means that everything that you do in your life, there is no mistake, there is no setback. And even the illusion of something fighting you, there's really nothing fighting you, because it's, again, if you feel like something is fighting you, it's the ego's way of giving your power away to something so that it feels like the victim. And again, victimhood is a ego's crown. But nothing is fighting you, because everything is really unfolding exactly as it should be. You are exactly where you should be right now. And probably you have heard this, but you're not exactly where you should be because this is where you will be forever. You are exactly where you should be because there are some lessons that you need to learn being where you are right now. And probably there are some things that you are avoiding, something that maybe you're avoiding by being where you are right now. If maybe you were somewhere different, imagine the possibility, the potentiality, what would have maybe happened just by staying and being aware you are right now at that stage. There are lessons you're learning. There's somebody you're becoming. There's expansion happening from within, from accepting yourself, loving yourself. And this is a call for you to actually learn something. It is not where you will be forever, but it is where you should be to learn a lesson that you will need in future when you are where you should be. And when you bypass this period and you don't learn that lesson, what is going to happen is that you're going to get to the place where now you need the lesson that you were supposed to learn at this time, but because you didn't learn it, because you were too in a haste to be where others are and to feel inadequate, you didn't integrate that lesson. So the beauty in everything is literally learning how to accept where you are. But beyond accepting where you are and what you have and everything that you are, it's about how can I not just accept this, but see that this is actually working for the highest good of all, for the highest good of where I should be. And another thing that we don't realize is that sitting at a place, the fact that you are in a certain place and the fact that you are having certain result doesn't mean you are succeeding at all. There are people who are at a certain stage in their life or who are at a certain place, but they are not having everything that you think they have, even though it looked like it. So even though it looks like it on the outside, and you're idolizing it, and it seems like, oh, it's perfect, oh, it's all, they've all got it, and this is where I should be. Well, it is not really where you should be because it's not serving you, and it is not where you are. Acceptance is your soul's desire. Acceptance is realizing that everything is working for your good. All things are working for your good according to the highest good of all. But resistance, which is the ego's way, because it's fighting, because it doesn't want to accept what is literally the things that keeps you stuck. So what if you accept it? And the way you accept is by surrendering. Instead of trying to fighting and denying that you shouldn't be here, this is not where you should be. What if you accepted it? And because when you accept it, you're going to receive wisdom on how to move forward. And wisdom is different from intelligence, because when you are in the ego, you're going to be playing by intelligence, trying to, oh, what do I need to do? No, this is not where I should be. No. It's going to be like a fight. And there's a difference between intelligence, which you are going to receive, and wisdom. But when you surrender, you allow, you realize that everything is happening in synchronous and in accordance. Guess what? Soul is going to flow. And then when you allow, you're going to receive guidance and wisdom to move forward. So the reason why you're still there, stuck, maybe not receiving the guidance, is because you're resisting. So allow, surrender, and you are going to have it easier and exactly how you want it to be.